Hello, I'm Paul Hammonds, and this is the 3-minute takeaway for the week of April 7th, 2019. It's a quick summary or thought from Sunday's lesson to give you something to think about going through this week. And this week we're going to ask the question, what does it mean to live a worthy life? In Colossians 1, 9 through 10, we read that Paul's prayer for the Colossians and for all Christians is to live a life that is worthy of the Lord. And that seems odd to us in some ways, because we understand that we can't earn our salvation, that we are saved by the grace of God and not through our own goodness or works. We can never be good enough to deserve anything that God has done for us. So how can we be worthy of it? Well, I think the problem is that we often associate worthiness with deserving, and that's not really how we normally use those ideas. As with a lot of terminology, we understand the concept in real life, but we don't always apply those ideas when we read the Bible. For example, we might look at a teenager who's been given a Ferrari by his parents for his birthday, and he proceeds to drive it recklessly, banging it into mailboxes, trashing the interiors with wrappers and dirt, ignoring all the maintenance, and getting into accident after accident, all the while boasting to anyone who will listen how great his car is, and by extension how great he is, and how horrible his parents are for not getting him the special rims and accessories that he wanted. We would say, why is that car wasted on someone like that, who doesn't appreciate what he's been given? We would never say that any teenager has necessarily earned a Ferrari, but we might say that he's acting in a manner that is worthy of the gift that he has been given. And he's shown gratitude in the way that he's treated the vehicle and in the way he responds to the parents who gave it to him. Because how I treat that gift reflects my attitude about the giver and how grateful I am for what I've been given and how much I appreciate the gift itself. And that's what Paul is trying to say to the Christians in Colossians. You've been given an immeasurable gift of grace in your salvation. So how does Paul describe our giver? Well, in Colossians chapter 1, Paul describes Jesus as one who is exalted above all things. He is the image of God. He is the creator of all things, and he is the head of the body, which is the church. And yet that same Jesus has reconciled us to his body through his death, to present us holy and blameless and above reproach before him. So how does the knowledge of who Jesus is and the nature of the gift that he has given us affect our view of that gift? How do we live in view of that gift? Do we see that gift as sacred? Does it change the way we make decisions in our lives, the priorities that we set, the way we spend our time and energy? Do we follow Jesus begrudgingly, always looking for shortcuts, excuses not to do the things that we know are pleasing to God, or looking for the absolute minimum level of commitment so that we can continue the things that we'd rather be doing with our lives? Paul wrote in Galatians 2:20, "The life I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me." That describes a life where we are totally committed to serving God above ourselves, and anything less than that is unworthy of the grace that God has shown us. So may God bless us all and give us the faith and resolve to live with that kind of gratitude in our lives and our hearts so that we can serve God the way God deserves to be served. If you'd like to listen to the full lesson or have any questions about the Bible or how to grow your relationship with God, send us a note to KimberlyChurchofChrist@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk again next week. Until then, keep striving to serve the Lord with joy in your heart and gratitude for his amazing gift. And if you haven't started your walk with God, we'd love to help you with that as well. I'm Paul Hammonds, and this has been your 3-minute takeaway.